Have you ever wondered why some people seem to stay vital and sharp well into their 80s or 90s, while others experience a cascade of health issues earlier on? One factor that often goes unnoticed is the role of balanced hormones. We typically think of hormones as something that only matters in our younger years. Yet our bodies continue to rely on a delicate hormonal dance to keep us feeling energetic, emotionally steady, and mentally focused, no matter our age. The trouble is, there's an ancient secret to supporting healthy hormone balance that many seniors don't realize still applies to them. Picture a dear friend of mine, Ruth. She's 75, still volunteering at her church, staying active in her community, and enjoying every bit of her independence. But a few years back, she noticed she was feeling inexplicably fatigued. She chalked it up to just getting older. Then she started having trouble sleeping through the night. Her mood became more sensitive, and even small stresses left her feeling overwhelmed. What she didn't know at the time was that her hormones were likely part of the puzzle. You see, our hormones don't stop changing once we've passed menopause or settled into later life. Stress hormones, thyroid hormones, and even the hormones that regulate our sleep cycles can subtly shift, sometimes creating big effects on our well-being. When Ruth finally sought a more holistic perspective, she learned about ancient approaches that focus on the body's innate wisdom. Techniques and habits that cultures around the world have used for centuries. Instead of a quick fix, she began incorporating small daily practices designed to nourish her endocrine system and calm the stress response. Gradually, her energy improved, her sleep deepened, and that underlying irritability began to fade. Now she greets each day with a renewed sense of vitality, happy to share her story in hopes of inspiring others. You might be asking yourself why this topic matters. After all, doesn't everything eventually decline with age? While our bodies do naturally change, we have more influence than we think. Balanced hormones support stronger bones, steadier moods, sharper thinking, and even better heart health. When we address this issue, we're talking about improving the quality of our daily life, having the energy to visit the grandkids, the focus to enjoy a good book, and the calm to handle stress without feeling frazzled. In just a moment, we'll explore 5 surprising ways seniors can tap into ancient wisdom to support their hormonal balance. These points will challenge assumptions many of us grew up with, such as the idea that slowing down is the best approach for aches and pains, or that a good night's sleep just isn't in the cards anymore. You'll see how simple shifts in movement, nutrition, stress management, and daily rituals can spark real transformation in how you feel each day. By the end of our time together, you'll have actionable steps you can implement right away, even if you have certain physical limitations or chronic conditions. I've spent years as a holistic wellness advisor, focusing on integrative methods that respect both modern medical research and time-tested traditional practices. While I'm not a medical doctor, and you should always consult your healthcare provider before making changes, the tips I'm sharing are based on common sense principles, emerging trends in wellness, and the success stories of countless seniors who've reclaimed a sense of balance. If you've ever felt that there's something just off in how you feel, that your energy or mood isn't what it should be, or that your sleep could be better, I invite you to stay with me. By the end, you might discover that the key to feeling more like yourself is simpler and more ancient than you imagine. Let's dive into the first of 5 essential points that could be game-changing for your hormone health. Before we begin, take a moment to reflect on what an extra burst of energy would mean for you. Maybe it's traveling without dread, playing more actively with your grandchildren, or simply waking up with a clear, positive mindset. Keep that goal in mind as we move forward, and remember, each small step can add up to a big difference over time. I want to share an unusual but powerful perspective on how we, as seniors, can support our bodies from the inside out. And I'll ask that you listen not just with your mind, but also with your heart. Because sometimes rediscovering balance begins with a spark of curiosity and a willingness to explore a new path. Now, let's explore the first hidden principle that often goes overlooked, but could bring you a sense of renewed vitality. We've been told for decades that the older we get, the more we should avoid strenuous activity to protect our bodies. But here's the first surprising point. Gentle yet focused movement, particularly ancient practices like Tai Chi, Qigong, or certain yoga poses, can actually bolster hormonal balance by reducing excess stress hormones and supporting more stable energy levels. Many seniors think, I'm too old to start this now, but that's a misconception that can hold us back. Our bodies, even when we're 80, can adapt. Take Leonard, for instance, who was 77 when he first tried Qigong at his community center. At the time, he was dealing with chronic stiffness in his knees and had been told to take it easy. Instead of confining himself to the recliner, he decided to attend a twice-weekly class. He started with simple, low-impact moves that focused on gentle shifts of weight, mindful breathing, and slow arm movements. Those first classes were challenging. He felt uncertain whether these odd-looking poses were doing anything. But within a month, he noticed his balance improving and his sleep quality taking a turn for the better. His instructor explained that these practices help calm the fight-or-flight response, which in turn can ease the overproduction of stress hormones like cortisol. Over time, Leonard felt he had more consistent energy during the day and didn't experience that mid-afternoon crash that used to plague him. By connecting breath and body in a mindful way, he was tapping into an ancient technique that helps the body self-regulate its hormonal system. If you're interested in trying something similar, look for senior-friendly classes in your area. Some even offer chair-based versions if standing is a challenge. And remember, it's not about perfection. It's about moving within your comfort zone and gradually expanding your limits. The emotional benefit here is empowerment. Feeling that your body can still learn and adapt is a confidence booster. Physically, you're also revving up circulation and gently challenging muscles and joints, which can support healthy hormone function related to stress and metabolism. If you're still with me, you might wonder, isn't this just exercise? Yes and no. What makes these practices unique is the meditative quality that accompanies the movement, helping you release tension that might be contributing to stress hormone imbalance. I invite you to consider, what if adding a simple 10-minute routine of mindful movement each morning could shift how your entire day feels? Could it be that a small commitment like this leads to a big improvement in your overall sense of balance, both physically and hormonally? Speaking of balance, let's turn our attention to something nearly every senior has wrestled with at some point: diet. There's a widespread notion that once we hit 65 or 70, it's too late to change our eating habits and see real results. That assumption couldn't be more misleading. Consider the second point: an emphasis on high-quality protein sources, fiber-rich ancient grains, and healthy fats can profoundly influence hormone regulation. Most of us grew up hearing that fat is bad, but certain fats, especially those found in foods like avocados, nuts, and olive oil, are crucial for hormone production and transport. Mary, who's 82, used to say she could live on toast and tea. After all, it's what she was used to, and she figured at her age there wasn't much reason to try anything new. But after some persistent joint pain and worrisome dips in energy, she spoke with a holistic nutrition counselor who recommended integrating moderate amounts of healthy fats and proteins into her meals. Within weeks, Mary noticed she was less hungry between meals, her energy dips weren't as dramatic, and her skin even seemed to have a healthier glow. The counselor explained that certain hormones rely on fat-based building blocks. Without enough healthy fats, your body may struggle to produce and balance essential hormones. And protein, especially from sources like beans, lentils, fish, or lean poultry, can help stabilize blood sugar and insulin levels, another vital aspect of hormonal balance. If you're unsure how to start, think small. Perhaps replace your usual mid-afternoon cookie with a handful of almonds, or switch one piece of regular bread for a slice of an ancient grain bread like spelt or einkorn. These might sound like minor tweaks, but they can add up over time. Emotionally, feeling more stable in your blood sugar can translate to more consistent moods, less irritability or shakiness if a meal is late. Physically, you might find it easier to maintain muscle mass and strength, which are essential for staying mobile and independent. Remember, it's never too late to make changes. If you find the idea of altering your diet overwhelming, start with one meal a day. Add a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil to your vegetables, or include a high-quality protein snack. You'll likely notice that small improvements in what you eat echo into how you feel emotionally and physically in ways that reach far beyond mealtime. Before we explore the next strategy, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you have a favorite healthy food swap or a recipe that helps you feel energized? Maybe you found a surprising snack that keeps you fuller longer. Sharing these discoveries not only helps you reflect on what's working, but it also builds a sense of community among us all. Feel free to jot your ideas down or mention them to a friend. Sometimes that little step can spark even more positive change. Let's move on to a third piece of ancient wisdom that many of us overlook: the power of mindful breathwork and relaxation rituals. We often imagine that deep breathing and meditation are New Age fads, but these practices have roots that go back centuries in cultures worldwide. The biggest misconception here is that they're too difficult or require an empty mind. Yet simply taking 5 slow, deliberate breaths before a meal or at bedtime can set off a chain reaction that helps rebalance stress hormones. Ron, age 74, was skeptical. He thought, "I've lived this long without meditation. Why start now?" But he was dealing with restless nights and realized it was interfering with his ability to keep up with his gardening hobby, a source of joy in his life. On a friend's recommendation, Ron downloaded a simple guided relaxation exercise that took 5 minutes. At first, he felt silly. "I'm just breathing. How can this help?" But by the third evening, he noticed he drifted off to sleep more easily, and when he woke up, he felt more rested. The relaxation exercise helped calm his racing mind and signaled his body to produce fewer stress hormones at night. Over the next few months, he practiced these short sessions consistently. Not only did his sleep improve, but he felt a newfound sense of calm during the day. If you struggle with racing thoughts or tension, try a short relaxation or breathwork routine. Sit comfortably, close your eyes if that feels okay, and inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Exhale gently for a count of 4. Repeat for a few rounds. This signals your parasympathetic nervous system, the body's relaxation response, to kick in. When that happens, stress hormone production can dial down, creating a calmer internal environment that's more supportive of balanced hormones overall. The emotional lift you get from feeling calmer can translate into better relationships, clearer thinking, and a more joyful experience in daily life. Often, people around you notice the difference before you do, remarking on how you seem more at ease. And physically, better quality rest can improve everything from blood pressure to digestion. Don't dismiss these small steps. They can create a ripple effect that touches many aspects of your well-being. The fourth strategy might surprise you because it involves something we often see as a simple indulgence: quality sleep. There's a belief floating around that it's normal for seniors to get fewer hours of rest. "I'm older, so I guess I just don't need as much sleep." But deep, restorative sleep is essential for hormone regulation at any age. During the night, our bodies repair tissues, consolidate memories, and balance key hormones like melatonin and growth hormone. Irregular or insufficient sleep can throw off everything from appetite hormones that regulate hunger to cortisol levels that govern stress responses. Let me share Marty's story. Marty is 68 and recently retired. He was excited to finally have time for his hobbies, but he found himself waking up every 2 hours, tossing and turning, and then feeling groggy in the morning. He decided to adopt a bedtime routine. He dimmed the lights an hour before bed, limited screen time on his tablet, and tried sipping a cup of chamomile tea while reading a lighthearted book. Within a week, he noticed he was falling asleep faster, and by the end of the month, he was waking up more refreshed. His mood was lighter, and his doctor even remarked that his blood pressure numbers looked better. Implementing a bedtime routine might sound simplistic, but it's part of our evolutionary biology. As darkness falls, our internal clock, the circadian rhythm, signals the production of melatonin, helping us wind down. Modern technology, bright lights, and irregular sleep schedules can all disrupt this natural rhythm. In Marty's case, returning to this age-old pattern helped restore a key hormonal process. If you have trouble sleeping, consider setting a consistent bedtime and wake time. Maybe use soft, warm lighting in the evening and avoid large meals or stimulants like caffeine too close to bedtime. If you do wake up in the middle of the night, try not to stress. Practice a gentle breathwork technique or read a few pages of something calming. The emotional benefit here is confidence, knowing you can train your body to settle into a soothing sleep routine. Physically, you'll notice an array of perks: better immune function, improved memory consolidation, and a deeper sense of overall vitality. Sleep truly is the unsung hero when it comes to hormone balance. We've covered 4 powerful pillars so far: ancient movement practices, mindful nutrition, breathwork and relaxation, and a focus on quality sleep. Before we dive into our final point, take a moment to reflect. Have any of these ideas sparked a sense of possibility for you? Perhaps you're already planning to try a gentle morning stretch routine or incorporate more healthy fats into your meals. If you found something that resonates, I'd love to know. Feel free to share it with a friend or family member who can support you on this journey. Sometimes talking about a new habit is the first step toward making it part of your daily life. Our fifth and final strategy is one that's steeped in traditions around the globe: the careful use of certain herbs and natural remedies known to support hormonal balance. Now, before we continue, it's crucial to note that any supplement or herbal approach should be discussed with your healthcare provider, especially if you're on medications. That said, many cultures have long used adaptogenic herbs, like ashwagandha, holy basil, or maca, to help the body adapt to stress and support a more balanced internal environment. The biggest misconception is that these are exotic or only for young people chasing the latest health trend. In reality, these herbs have been staples in Ayurvedic and traditional Chinese medicine for hundreds, if not thousands of years, often used specifically for older adults. Consider Teresa, who's 73 and was dealing with relentless fatigue in the late afternoons. She'd grab an extra coffee to power through. At her daughter's suggestion, she switched to an herbal tea blend containing holy basil, also called tulsi, and lemon balm. After a few weeks, she felt a steady level of energy that didn't crash later on. Teresa's daughter explained that holy basil is traditionally believed to help stabilize cortisol levels, thereby reducing energy swings. Another popular herb, ashwagandha, is often used to promote a calmer mind while bolstering physical stamina. Now, these herbs won't replace a balanced diet or a good night's sleep, but they can be a supportive piece of the puzzle. If you're curious, start by researching reputable brands and focusing on one herb at a time. The emotional benefits can include reduced feelings of overwhelm, while physically you might experience fewer jitters and a more stable energy throughout the day. Always keep your medical team in the loop, especially if you have conditions like diabetes or high blood pressure, as some herbs can interact with medications. Think of this approach as ancient wisdom meeting modern awareness. We take proven traditions and adapt them to our individual needs and circumstances. That's what holistic health is all about, respecting the totality of who we are at every stage of life. We've now explored 5 surprising but powerful ways to support balanced hormones as we age: gentle ancient movement, mindful nutrition, particularly healthy fats and proteins, breathwork and relaxation rituals, restorative sleep habits, and the careful incorporation of time-tested herbal remedies. Any one of these can create positive shifts, but together they form a comprehensive approach that can lift your mood, stabilize your energy, and help you feel more like yourself. Imagine fast-forwarding a few weeks from now. You've added a gentle Tai Chi routine 3 mornings a week, replaced your afternoon cookie with a handful of walnuts, spent a few minutes each day practicing soothing breaths, and set up a nightly wind-down routine. Perhaps you've even tried an herbal tea known for its calming properties. As the days pass, you notice you wake up with a bit more spring in your step, or maybe your knees don't ache as much climbing the stairs. You find yourself pleasantly surprised by how these small, consistent changes are starting to add up. There's no need to wait for a dramatic wake-up call or crisis to start paying attention to your hormones. Just as a house needs a solid foundation to stand tall, our bodies rely on balanced hormones to maintain a healthy, vibrant life. It might feel like a lot to tackle at once, so go at your own pace. Even a single step in the right direction can make tomorrow better than today. And the best part, these approaches don't just benefit hormones. They foster overall wellness, from your heart health to your mental clarity. If you're feeling a spark of inspiration, now is the time to harness it. Maybe you start with the easiest tip for you, like improving your bedtime routine or adding a short guided breathing exercise. Once that becomes a comfortable part of your day, layer in another. Keep track of how you feel. Share your journey with a close friend, partner, or even your grandkids. They might be curious to learn something new from you. We're at a unique point in history where ancient knowledge meets modern understanding. Seniors today have the advantage of accessing information that was once confined to specific cultures or distant parts of the world. By blending these time-tested practices with current medical guidance, you have a potent recipe for well-being. And remember, you remain the expert on your own body. Listen to its signals, adapt as needed, and always consult your healthcare provider when in doubt. So what's your next step? For some, it might be sharing this video with someone who could benefit from it. For others, it could be writing down a specific goal, like finding a local Tai Chi class or researching a relaxing herbal tea. Or you might join an online community of seniors exploring holistic health strategies. Whatever you choose, let it be something that fits comfortably into your life and brings you joy or curiosity. In embarking on this path, you honor both your body's innate wisdom and the centuries of human experience that have shaped these ancient holistic strategies. You're not just addressing a single problem, you're nourishing the foundation that supports every aspect of your well-being. May these insights serve as a reminder that it's never too late to discover something new, to try a different approach, and to embrace positive change. You've spent decades gathering wisdom, meeting life's challenges, and forging meaningful connections with those around you. Now, by integrating even a fraction of what we've discussed, you can continue to enhance your vitality in the years ahead. Here's to a balanced body, a calm mind, and the enduring spirit that makes life so rich. You have the power to shape the next chapter of your health story, one mindful step at a time.